afternoon, and welcome to WBER Berea College News. I'm Clay Kilby.
And I'm Caroline Arthur. This past weekend, Berea College hosted its annual Carter G. Woodson Weekend, a time for prospective minority students to visit the college. These students get a chance to tour the grounds and spend the weekend in the dorms and attend various workshops. Some of the highlights of this year's Carter G. Woodson Weekend were attending a men's basketball game on Friday night, attending workshops with faculty members in the student's possible major, lunch with Wilvin Carter, attorney at law and alumnus of Berea, as well as a fun mixer for Carter G. Woodson students and Berea students. I talked to several students who were here for the weekend and asked them about their time here and how it affected their decision to possibly attend Berea. This is what they had to say, along with some of the highlights of their weekend.
Overall, I think it's been a great event. You know, they've been very welcoming and warming and informative, and we've also got, great perspectives of students ranging from freshman to senior, and some tried to sugarcoat, you can tell, but then others were very blatant and real, which was, a great plus.
And then they looked at each other and just had this pregnant moment, and then decided, Forrest said, "My name is Forrest Gump," and then she told him his name, and then it was okay for him to ride with her because he had just made a new friend. So this is our Forrest Gump moment, and I'm Carl Thomas, and all of you tell me your name. All together, all at once. Pleased to meet you.
And went to breakfast, and then we went to a seminar after that, and we talked about everything that will be happening at Berea, and I got to meet one of the professors. And he seemed like he was a very serious guy, and I can't wait to take his class. Then after that, I got to get an insight on my major, which is sports medicine. I want to be an athletic trainer, so I got to view the athletic training room. And then now we're getting ready to eat lunch today, and then I'm having a really good time here, and I feel like this trip has made me want to come to Berea more. I got to meet a lot of the students here, and they're very nice and welcomed me, and I can't wait to go.
I have students who I don't even know. They'll just come to me, ask me how I'm doing, how's it going, and then they invited me to go hang out with them. So it's been really like a family atmosphere even though I've been here.
We look forward to seeing many of these students on Berea's campus next fall.
Is the Berea College General Fund in danger of going broke? That allotment, known as the Berea Fund, is the pool from which the college draws money for day-to-day expenses. A shortfall in the account this year has led to increased fundraising efforts. I spoke with Mary Galloway, the Director of Annual Giving, for a more detailed explanation.
About 10% of this year's budget is coming from unrestricted gifts, so they're not designated for any purpose, and those gifts go to our Berea Fund. That's our annual fund. You can think of the endowment kind of as our savings account. We invest it, it grows, and the Berea Fund's kind of like our checking account. We get those gifts and we spend them as they come in on our most urgent needs, whether that's helping to complete the tuition replacement for students, library books, labor wages, faculty and staff salaries. We have an increased goal this year of $4,050,000. That's a $150,000 increase from last year. So anytime there's an increase, there's a little bit of anxiety and extra work that has to go into making sure that we meet that goal. And we have a traveling staff who go out all across the country to visit with alumni and friends. This year specifically, we're really pushing hard in the mail area, in the written communication. We hope there will be a message that drops March 1st, but a little more urgent tone. That's something we haven't always done. We really try to focus on the positive, the good things that are happening as a result of our support from friends and alumni, but we also need to be upfront with them. We are kind of a Berea family, and we want to let them know that we need their support this year if we're gonna make it. And Berea certainly hasn't been shielded from the financial ripples going on throughout the country and globally. But what's interesting is in 2009, at the end of our fiscal year in 2009, this was months after the financial collapse in 2008, we had our best fundraising year in history. what I think that speaks to is that those who are on board with us really believe in what we do, and they want to make sure, especially that an institution that's vulnerable to those kinds of economic fluctuations, that a place like Berea has their support and can move forward on solid footing.
Mary went on to express her confidence that fundraising would be successful and said that even in the worst case scenario, students and programs would not be immediately impacted. It's February in Berea. That means fuzzy hats, Black history, and recycling. I spoke with student workers from facilities management about their department's Recycle Mania program, an annual intercollegiate competition to encourage recycling.
Recycle Mania is a program that we have every year, I think, in recycling, and basically it's just a great way to motivate students to get recycle more, and it's a competition, so whoever recycles the most wins.
We're competing against schools across the nation. I know that we are competing against Humboldt State University in California. We're competing against a school called Eckerd College in Florida to Eastern Kentucky University. It's pretty much nationwide.
So far, yeah, I think we've collected a lot. It seems like the loads have been getting a lot heavier since we've been doing it and we've been weighing it, so we've been more aware of how much everyone's been weighing too, so yeah. And I think also the push that everyone's been breeding, because we have posters all over the dorms and stuff, so more people are realizing that they need to recycle, and it's just a few steps away just to go recycle instead of just putting the stuff in the trash can. And this also will make students more aware to do it now, since they're practicing doing it now. Over time, they'll consistently do it instead of just doing it for the 8 weeks. More people think, maybe I should just keep on recycling instead of just doing it for that short period of time for the competition.
Right. I guess our overall goal is to make it a lifestyle. We want people to recycle for the rest of their lives, not just 8 weeks, but this is kind of the big push to get them into it.
Take it personal. Take recycling personal. This is our world. This is our kids' world. This is, even though you might not have kids now, do it. It's the cool thing to do.
That contest will run until the end of March. For more information, including prizes, contest rules, and a map of drop-off locations on campus, visit berea.edu/recyclemania.
Thanks, Clay. In sports news, it's no secret that the men's basketball team has been hitting it hard this season, starting off the season 6-1 compared to last year's 0-8. On Friday, February 15th, the men's basketball team played Indiana University East as their final home game. We spoke to Coach Hemingway before the game to talk about the players and the success of the season before they head into their playoff games in the coming weeks.
Well, we've had a little bit of an up and down season. We got off to a really fast start this year. I think we started 6-1 on the year. Schedule got a little tougher as we got into December. We had a couple of injuries, and December was a tough month. I don't think we won a game in December, so we lost, I believe it was 4 in a row, and we went into Christmas time at 7-7, so we had a little bit of a setback there. As we came off the Christmas break, we got a player that was ineligible first semester, was eligible second semester, Seth Beckham, and we played Kentucky Christian in our first game back from Christmas, and we won that one and played pretty well, and Seth kind of lifted us, and everyone else started playing a little bit better. From there, we won 5 games in the KIAC to start the conference play. So we were 5-0 and 13-7 overall. From there, we had a couple tough games at Southeast and IU East, and those were difficult. We bounced back with a couple good wins over Alice Lloyd and Asbury in the conference. So as we get to this point, we're 15-13 overall. We are 7-6 in the conference. We have 2 conference games remaining, and that will determine our seed when it comes to the conference tournament, which begins on next Saturday. So overall, we've had a good year. Much better than a year ago. We've improved in a lot of areas. I'm proud of what we've done. We've had a couple tough losses here and there. Like I said, we had a little bit of that streak in December where we weren't quite as good as we wanted to be, but the kids are making strides. And one thing to remember about our team this year is we start 4 sophomores and a freshman at this point. And 2 of our first kids off the bench are 1 sophomore and a freshman. So we're still pretty young and we're still building this, but we feel pretty good where we're at. And hopefully we can finish the year strong.
I also hit up the game to see how it went for the guys. Even though the loss was tough, 91-83, all in all, it was a good game.
Segment for 2.
We here at WBER TV wish the men's and women's teams the best of luck as they head into the postseason.
Another Berea team that's been bringing home the gold is the speech and debate team, which just competed at the annual Kentucky Forensic Association State Championship Tournament. This year's team brought home 18 team and individual trophies, including the top novice debate team of Stephen Borsman, Michael Oxendine, and Mariam Ahmed, who brought home the top novice championships in impromptu and persuasive speaking. Congratulations to the entire team and their coach, Dr. Billy Wooten, who is the recipient of the 2013 Margaret Grinolds Coach of the Year Award. This is Wooten's third time winning this award since he started coaching Berea's team in 2002.
In local news, celebrating new local businesses is a common thing in Berea, and we are proud to welcome the Back Porch Barbecue to our list of locally owned restaurants in the area. Fellow WBER reporter Jessica Powell and I decided to check out the food this restaurant, located conveniently off of I-75, Berea Exit 77, has to offer. We were welcomed by the warm, savory smell of barbecue sauce, and while we sipped on sweet tea waiting on our order, the hum of many customers and country music filled our ears. But it wasn't the atmosphere that caught our attention here. There was no doubt that barbecue was their specialty. I ordered a rack of ribs that were falling off the bone and dripping with barbecue sauce that I laced with a bit of hot sauce for some tang. Jessica had the pulled pork, which she commented was equally delicious. We both had sides of baked beans, coleslaw, and fried taters, served with one of Mom's dinner rolls that melts in your mouth. We finished off our meal with a piece of deep-fried apple pie. Needless to say, we walked out of the restaurant fat and happy. We are pleased to recommend the Back Porch Barbecue to any of our viewers who have a taste for a traditional Southern barbecue and a good, hearty appetite.
And that's all we have time for this afternoon.
On behalf of the entire WBER TV crew, good night.